Okay, we're back, and everything has changed. Everything has changed forever. I had all this enthusiasm, and now that I'm like actually in the car, it's like gone, and I'm not feeling it anymore. I got a new camera mount, a new phone holder for my car, so the angle is different, and it's really shaky. Man, it's way shaky. I was worried about doing that. Maybe we'll see. I'll figure something. It probably just needs to be rested against something like that. I don't know. We'll get it worked out. Maybe this is a perfect case for the YouTube's like built-in stabilization thing. Let me just see if I can bend it down just a little bit. That kind of doesn't actually help at all. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's a learning process. So, man, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the grand unified theory of human cognition. No, I'm not talking about that. I wonder if I can backtrack. Do I need to find something else that I was interested in? The realism, the stuff of stories, the stories happen in bits and pieces, and oh, there's a tangent that I can go back on. I kind of feel sometimes it's like when you're reading on like Wikipedia and you open up a new tab for every so often, and then you have like 30 tabs open. I kind of feel like it's like that when I'm talking about stuff sometimes. My brain will go, oh, this is a topic, and we'll branch off another tab. But since I have a brain and not a web browser, I can't really keep track of all those tabs very well. So they tend to get lost in the shuffle. On which topic I've totally lost whatever tab I had that I was talking about. Stories. People. I don't want to get into that. I have 3 whole videos at this point rendered. 2 of them are uploaded. One of them is unlisted. The other one is private and not shared with anybody. I don't know what use that information is to anyone who's listening to this, but it gives you an idea, I guess, of how slow I am to get things started. I keep telling myself once I get this going, but I think if I keep telling myself that, I'm never going to actually get it going, so I should just get it going. I keep telling myself that too. I've taken the next step. I started rendering the 3rd one, and I did decide, you know this by now, obviously, if you've been watching them, to edit together segments so that the whole thing ends up being around the half-hour mark. Some of them are longer. Some of them are shorter, but not by much. They're all at least over 20 minutes, and some of them are around the half-hour mark. So, hopefully what? So I have started doing that. I made a comment in one of those, in the one that I just finished, that I've got maybe 5 of these ready now, and ready to go, and it ends up being 3 of them because I combine them down. I wonder what that means. Huh. I know what that means. Looking at license plates, which I blur out anyway, so not like you can share in this curiosity with me, but there they are, license plates. Plus I'm facing the camera the wrong way, so you can't see them anyway. Whatever. I'm in a weird mood today. It's been a weird week. This week at work has been really strange. Like, full moon levels of strange. There isn't really a correlation. It's almost the new moon. but it's not actually the new moon, so there's really no lunar correlation with it being weird. It's just a weird week at work. Sometimes it seems like people are really loopy around the full moon, and I think that's really more a combination of mass hysteria than it is any actual influence that the moon has on human behavior. We could posit some sort of something about brighter nighttime, maybe less sleep, but that's nonsense. Mostly it's that there are people who notice, there are a lot of people who think that there's something going on around the full moon, and there's a lot of people who are more likely to notice people being crazy around the full moon. I don't think there's much in the way of actual correlation between the phase of the moon and people being crazy. Whether or not there is. It's been a crazy week. Just weird. Like, those, like, a lot of tickets at work. I haven't really felt stressed. I felt like it was really slow, but it wasn't really slow. It's really busy, and if I stop and actually think about it, I'm totally buried in work, and I just don't think about it that much, I guess. I had a story about something that happened, and I don't remember what it was either. I don't tell a whole lot of work stories. Usually the things that I fix are really specific things, and there's either nothing much to tell, or if I were to tell it, it would give a lot of identifying details away, and that's not how I want to play. Ooh. Land Cruiser. FJ60 was one of the 1980s kind of Land Cruisers. I really liked them. I used to drive one, but I didn't take very good care of it, and then we sold it. I don't drive a Land Cruiser anymore, thankfully. I drive way too much for a Land Cruiser to be practical. It's way too expensive to upkeep for daily drivers. They're really nice if you are doing... If you want to pack a whole bunch of stuff and drag it off-road to crazy and interesting places, they're great. If you need to get to places where pavement is not a real thing, they're fantastic vehicles. They're very reliable, and the layout is just so that they do the off-road, they do it really well. For a daily driver, they're awful, though. The gas mileage is abominable. They don't kick up speed very well. They're huge, and so they don't stop very effectively. You end up blowing through brakes and oil changes all the time, and it's just not a good idea for a daily. Well, so that was today's announcement. I have a new phone camera. That's why it's so gibbledy. That's why the angle has changed completely from different ones. That's also probably why it's pointed at something totally other than whatever it's supposed to be pointed at. And I bet, you know what I could do? I can get a small light and just put it where my face is supposed to be. Because I can still see the camera and like make adjustments from the other side. And so if I put a little light on my nose, not on my nose, I mean it's like right below the, yeah, so if I put a little light kind of on the thing, that'll give me a way to center it, and then it should also give it something to focus on when I get it started. And wait. It's such a hill. Alright, yeah, I'll get a little light, and I'll learn the focus thing, and I'll figure out some kind of framing so that it doesn't shake everywhere all the time. I'll figure out eventually where I really want it to be posted. Is that good? Does this look better? Should I hang it from the thing and then you can look down on my... That's creepy. I don't know. Whatever we end up figuring, have a great night, and I will talk at you next time.